And good morning, good day. How are you? I'm with the wonderful Sally Estlin again, and it's autumn, or what the Americans would call fall. But we're not falling down today. We're going to encourage you and invigorate you, aren't we, Sal?
Absolutely, totally. And you know what? It is such a stunning day in Melbourne today. How's Canberra?
Well, I can't complain. Blue sky from horizon to horizon. The morning mist is gone. It's clear, it's sunny, and it's fantastic.
Everybody's spirits are lifted. And it's not just because it's Easter, all about the spirits, but it's just the weather. It is really helping everybody. I've just been at the gym and everyone was in a good mood. They said, how's this weather? It's 27 degrees and it was 9 o'clock in the morning. Whoa, awesome, awesome. So what are we talking about today, Harry?
Well, 27 degrees in Melbourne would cheer you up.
Even warm at night last night. It was quite balmy. Can't believe
Look, I'm glad that you got to the gym this morning because you didn't procrastinate. You took action. And
Absolutely.
That's what we're going to talk about.
Absolutely. I literally had that 2 minutes of will I or won't I? And I literally just did it. So, you know, I've entitled today, let me think about that. And yeah, we are talking about procrastination. And it's a really interesting topic because it affects so many people. So many people.
No, it affects everybody, I think. It affects everybody. So my moment of procrastination every morning is I get up out of bed. First thing I do is turn the coffee machine on, of course, because it takes 15 minutes. And then I go to the bathroom and I have a decision to make. Am I going to do my 20, 25 press-ups?
Yeah.
And I do them every day, unless I've got a headache. I do not allow myself to procrastinate.
That is fantastic. I am so proud of you because you have that regular structure routine every day, regardless. As you said, it's only if it's extreme, like it's a headache or something. But, you know, particularly in the mornings, you've got to find that mojo, and sometimes you just don't have it. But when you overthink it, and it's like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll put it off. I'm not really in the mood today, which is what procrastination usually comes down to. I'm too tired, or not today. Let's do it tomorrow.
I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
Scared of failure. And, you know, a lot of these obstacles, a lot of these roadblocks are to be found when you delve deep. They're to be found in your childhood.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Yeah, I was looking at some stats there because it was talking about students when I was looking at stuff, but it's true about kids. But 85 to 95% of students have problems associated with procrastination. And it's always about difficult sort of things, you know, things that seem a bit tricky or a bit tough, and then you sort of procrastinate about doing them. Yeah, but talk to me more about the childhood because that's really interesting.
Well, if you think about if you think about study is really hard work. It's the hardest work you can do, and it's like painful. So you've got to brace yourself. It's like, you know, I've just finished tiling a deck, which is dirty, noisy work, and I realised that I had to brace myself to get out there, get into my dirty clothes, get onto the floor and do it. But I think that if I think about why I procrastinate, it's deep down a fear of failure.
Right.
Deep down that happened in childhood where I was told maybe I wasn't good enough or maybe I could have done better. Mm-hmm. So it's hidden deep in the limbic system. And that's why it's so persistent. That's why it's so, tenacious. It's tangled up there in your limbic system. So to get to it, you really need to delve deep.
Yeah.
It's not a superficial thing. You don't procrastinate for a trivial thing because it's standing in the way of your magic and your glory and your progress.
Yeah, really good point because, when I was reading the stats show, it's always stressful, difficult situations that you procrastinate about that are just going to be challenging in many ways. So, and quite overwhelming. And it's really interesting that you were saying that about students and study because, it is tricky, particularly some of the tricky subjects, and you put them off. You do the easy things first and put off the harder stuff. At least you're doing something. And that's the thing about procrastinating is not doing anything at all. You're just stopping. And what was I going to say? Oh, here we go. Things people procrastinate about in their everyday life. Not paying the bills. Then often you don't pay them, and then you get the late fines because you haven't paid it. And tax was a big thing, that procrastinating about paying tax. And then the stats were ridiculous of how much people are paying extra in late fees because they hadn't paid them on time.
And it's a painful task. It's a boring task.
Yeah.
For most, there's nothing more boring than doing your quarterly BAS.
And then just ripping it out of your pocket. Where's this bloody money going? Yeah.
Probably like me, Sally, you have many clients who have procrastinated about coming to see you for years.
Yeah. I've just had one that's just started from a year ago referred, and it just I don't know. But then it got to the point of letting things go. And this is another thing about procrastinating. It affects your health. You put it off and you put it off and you put it off till you can't ignore it anymore. And doctor's checkups was one big thing, or not, just if you've got a niggle or something's not right. And then look at our friend Kate, our dear friend Kate. She put off something that was going on within her, and it was unfortunately quite late in the process when it was all identified. It makes me sad. But, another thing people procrastinate about that I really love, missing out on concert tickets. And I've done that. I really want to see Bon Jovi. They were out here last year, and there were cheap tickets at the last minute. And then I rang a few people, and they were all busy, and I procrastinated about it to the point it was an hour before the concert, and I thought, can't be bothered anymore. And now I'm kicking myself that I don't even go and see Bon Jovi because I love Bon Jovi. And I missed out.
So let's delve into this, Sally. Why did you procrastinate?
Well, I did actually want to share the experience with someone, and I didn't particularly want to go on my own. And that's one of the things about, having a community. But I would have been quite happy to go on my own because I wanted to have that experience more than just share it with someone. And it was just like, it was an hour before. And I thought, oh, damn it.
But that can't be right, because if you would have been happy to go by yourself, you would have bought the ticket.
Oh, I was waiting to hear back from people, and then it was the hour before, and I thought, and then it was just like, it's just too late. I'll see them next time. But, there may not be a next time.
There may not be a next time.
No, you never know.
So I reckon if you delve deeper, you'll find some good stuff to inform yourself about.
Yeah. I just thought, here's another one. Leaving Christmas shopping till Christmas Eve. Have you ever done that?
No, I actually buy stuff on the internet.
So you're organised. When I was younger, I
do Kickstarter and stuff. So.
Yeah. But you end up paying more, or compromising because a lot of the good stuff is gone. Or if you go shopping in October, it's a lot cheaper, particularly with kids' toys. They have all those specials at Big W and whatever. But here's one: procrastinators are more likely to consume more alcohol, sleep less, and eat more poorly.
Yes. Definitely affects your health.
Definitely, yeah.
And it definitely increases stress and reduces performance, and diminishes physical and mental health. Big time.
Your level of happiness. 46% had said that they felt quite. Those that were procrastinating said that it had a negative effect on their happiness because they were just stuck in that stress. I should be doing it. When it plays on your mind, and this all comes down to the head talk, the things that you're telling yourself, the inner head chatter. You got the critic going for it. Oh, you lazy bum, just get up and do it, but you can't be bothered, and you're weak and you're hopeless and you'll never achieve anything. And you've got this going on in your head, constantly playing that record, and that that causes, as you said, more stress, and it does affect your level of happiness because it's playing on your mind. You get to bed and I should have done that stuff today. So
those are scripts from childhood.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Love that.
Yeah. That's your mother or your father or your grandparent telling you that when you're a kid, and it gets stuck.
Yep, that's your limiting beliefs that have stayed with you and you haven't revisited. So it's just on autopilot. Subconsciously, you're never going to achieve anything, you'll never amount to anything. And it's just played on in your head with the inner chatter. And then you think, that's who I am, and I'll just go with it. But, so many... Yeah, go
And
on.
that's when I work with music to disentangle, and you work with the pillar practice to disentangle precisely those
Yeah.
limiting thoughts. Yeah?
Absolutely, absolutely. The blocks that are coming subconsciously or unconsciously that you're not even aware of. I love how you work with the music therapy. I love it. You did a post the other day about music, and it's so spot on. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really spot on.
I'm really, really going to try and ramp up my consistent posting because I've got this thing, social being, and I've just got to get on top of it.
It's like, you know, stop procrastinating, Harry, and make a list
That's
and get
true.
done.
Another bit of software, yeah. So I found this awesome website which I'll put on the blog, and
Yep.
these are some of the reasons they've identified. One is laziness, not that common.
Yep.
Self-sabotage, these are the scripts from childhood.
Yep.
Perfectionists don't start things because they don't know how to do it.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. Love that. Yep.
If you're in overwhelm, that can make it hard to start something.
Yep.
Some people are disorganized, indecisive, and they have low motivation.
Low motivation. I love that. And, you know, that's also with that links in with depression as well, you know, not inspired.
Fatigue or depression are big ones. Low self-esteem, which you've mentioned. Fear of failure and criticism are another couple, which are really big. Or I won't put my hand up at this meeting because somebody might criticize what I have to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Distractibility is another big one. That affects me, you know. I'll get around to doing this, but I get distracted looking at something else. Maybe I'll go out to the garden or I'll check out camper trailer reviews or whatever.
But for me, it's the weather. If the weather's really nice, I think, I've got to do that walk. And my walk takes up nearly 2 hours, 8 Ks or whatever. Or go to the gym because or go out for a walk on the beach because I think you never know if it's going to be sunny tomorrow, and it's soothing for my soul. So, I mean, I'm still doing something, but I'm putting off what should have been done. I put off my tax for 5 years. I have just finished since 2013, just finished my tax. So procrastinated to the point the anxiety and overwhelm was sitting up here because it just got worse and worse and worse. Cleaning out the garage. It's been sitting there for 5 years. Finally did it. But whoa. And then I feel so much better afterwards. And that's the thing. You feel so much better after you start doing something and taking that.
I did a seed sheet practice with Kate about clearing out the garage. Yeah.
Oh dear. That's what else was
So what's your favourite beach?
My favourite beach, well, it is coastal, but around here I go to Elwood Beach. I really like that because it's 10 minutes down the road and it doesn't have all that pollution that a lot of the bay has got. So, and it has a good vibe. The people have good energy there. They're just
lots of beautiful people there, Sally.
Of course. Hey, did you know that procrastination has more than quadrupled in the last 30 years? Is that because we're having more gauges on it, or it's because we have too many things in our lives? We're trying to be too many things to too many people, trying to be too perfect?
Yeah, I think it's stress and just people are too busy and people now have quality time instead of time,
Plus, it's a 24/7 world now, with all the internet and social media and everything online. You don't have that downtime, everything's shut off at 5 o'clock. So, you can still be working at 10 o'clock because somewhere around the world somebody's up and doing work hours.
Yeah.
I find that a lot. Yeah. What else? Procrastination impacts on relationships because if you can't be bothered doing something like mowing the lawns or fixing the tap or whatever, it means that you're shifting the burden of your responsibility onto someone else, usually someone closer to you. It's just, even like the cleaning up or, I don't know, washing up the dishes or something like that. If you can't be bothered, it means that it's going to sit there unless someone else picks up the slack, if you like. So it places over time that builds resentment within relationships as well. It's just like, you lazy ass, can't be bothered again. It's like, really, do I have to do the lawns again? That's my bugbear, but I don't have anyone else to do it except for my kids.
Well, why don't you get an artificial lawn put in?
Oh, yeah. Actually, they get quite hot in summer. A lot of people have them around here.
Right, yeah.
When you're walking on them, and dog poo in there is just foul. It just like sinks in the plastic. So,
right.
But then again, dogs weeing on it doesn't make it discolour, especially with the female urine. It's getting
Well, we won't go too much into that.
Oh, another thing about procrastination when you're working in the workplace, it can affect the productivity of the group. So, you know, if you're holding the team up, you don't meet deadlines, or you're putting pressure on other people, or putting pressure on last minute because you've left it to the last minute. And then as a team, productivity, it just sort of, it's not flowing, and it creates more stress within the workplace. So I thought that was interesting. So have you done a model today, Harry?
I have, but I can just tap onto that last comment. When I was working at Myer, I noticed we had a lot of MBAs there, and they never made good decisions, never made time decisions, because they got into analysis paralysis. Exactly. So many tools with which to analyze the data. Another thing which can undermine making a decision is having a vague goal. It's got to be precise.
Yeah, love that specific goal.
Another thing, having you know, a focus on the future, and you know, you're looking at future rewards, not the present. Yep. And maybe there's alternative things you could be doing which give you better outcomes, like maybe I should put down artificial lawn instead of mowing the lawn, so I won't bother to mow the lawn. Or maybe I'll get a new garage, and I don't need to clean this one out because we can just get the front one over.
Find some more space. Yeah. Oh my God, I love that. This is like.
So I have done a model. So my first step is to define your goals and purpose.
Yep.
Because you don't know what to do unless you've got a goal underneath it.
Yep.
And then delve deep. I'm kind of repeating myself, but delve deep for the roadblocks that are causing your procrastination.
Love that. Yep.
So why am I putting this off? And then to use the illustrious words of our dear leader, Marcus, dash into your SMART goals faster than the speed of disbelief.
Absolutely. Excuse me.
So
absolutely.
SMART goal is a goal that is, what does the S stand for? I can't remember what SMART goals stand for. You can look it up, but it's measurable, it's actionable, and it's time related. And this allows you to move, gives you motivation, it gives you momentum. And when you've done the thing, you feel good. You get a dopamine, serotonin rush, which gives you that feeling of joy.
Oh, that is such a beautiful model, and the way you presented it. I love that. Mine's very similar, and I've got a couple of similar words, but mine was self-talk. Just stop it, cut it off. Take control of the way that you're thinking, because it reduces your overwhelm and anxiety. And then start doing the things you should be doing. You know, get over that stress and difficulty and overwhelm that's playing on in your head, and just start. And then start with simple, small steps, just steps. Keep going with small steps, because then it will get easier and easier. It will, and then when you work on the self-talk, and just start, you're going to get momentum, like you said before, just get some movement happening, and it will build up. Then when you've started and you start taking your steps and just start doing some things, you're going in the right direction, so you've got your movement. And then with your steps, because you're starting to step up and you're working on your self-talk, it's going to impact on your mood. It's going to improve yourself, improve your confidence, and you're going to start getting results. And overall, you're going to feel a shitload better. You're just going to feel heaps better.
Yeah, that's good.
You can tell it with the S words.
Now, Sally, did you, sorry to ask you this, but
yes.
No, I'm not sorry to ask you this. I'm looking forward to asking you this. Did you do your homework? Did you do your homework from the other week? A fortnight ago now.
Oh, the paper 54, no. Well, I have. It's downloaded on the iPad, but I haven't hooked it up. We've got to do that. That is...
There's a bit of procrastination there.
Yeah. Well, I only got back on Sunday. It's now Tuesday. And I had completely forgotten about it. So paper 54, hooking it up. Because I asked one of my kids a while back, because I've got a Mac, but they've got the Microsoft ones, and it's super cool. It's really easy. And Sebastian had hooked up with Sam on that.
We don't use the M word on this channel.
No. We start at the very beginning of the alphabet. A.
Well, that's what you got an iPad for, so you can use this as, a pencil.
Yeah. Look, I promise I'm going to have that sorted out by next week. So very quickly, I had 3 solutions of how to overcome procrastination. Stop thinking about it, number 1. 2, start straight away. to stop that overthinking. Our research shows if you can start within the 10 minutes of thinking, then you're going to have a lot greater success. And 3, just start with simple, small steps, because then it will start the roller coaster going and it will get easier and easier.
Well, I think they're awesome steps. They're really good. Great. Any reading? Did you come up with any reading this week?
I'll leave that to you. You're the reading expert. Can't be an expert on everything, baby.
No, far from that. Okay, good. Well, I think that's pretty well covered it. Let's not procrastinate.
It's all good. It's all been done. It is actually a really good topic to build awareness that, as you said, everybody suffers from it. And it's particularly interesting that a lot of students, and a lot of it stemming from the limiting beliefs that have been inbuilt with us since childhood, from the effect of your parents and your grandparents, and just the lives that were fed to us, or the thoughts that we took out of it at the time, the way that we perceived ourselves to be. So it stayed with us, and it is really, really healthy to revisit those limiting beliefs, but that's a whole other subject. But it's something that, you know, we're never going to change until we have the awareness of them, and then we can shift them.
I've just realised what my biggest procrastination issue is, and it's my email inbox. I can never get it down to 0. I've got like over 100 in there.
Over 100? Oh,
the stuff that I might action, so I leave it there.
I've got 172,734 unopened emails. I know. It's just became, I'm not even procrastinating about it. I've actually just gone, you know what, that's not top of my bucket list. And then when I took it to a computer person, he said, look, it does take up some space, but it's not a huge amount. And I've just gone, ooh, it is just, I get hundreds and hundreds every day. It's just got too much that I'm not even.
I go through unsubscribes regularly. Where I just,
right, yeah.
I get sick of it.
Well, it just, you get them left, right and centre. I don't know.
How many do you have in your inbox?
Well, that is in my inbox. They're the unopened ones.
How many in your inbox, Sally?
Well, that's unopened, 172,734. So
you've got 172,000. I'm feeling a little bit guilty because I got 130. Oh my goodness, I'm feeling good.
I'm glad I could make you feel good, Harry. That's my unopened. So, you know, and I opened, I don't know, 10%. So,
yeah, right.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. But anyway, I'll let you go on that happy note, and I'm going to go.
And you need a PA.
What was that, darling?
I think you need a PA.
I do, absolutely do. Anybody put their hand up? I'm easy to work with. I'm pretty fair.
Yeah. All right, good. Well, we'll catch you not next week, but the week after, because I'm on the road next week.
Yes, enjoy your road trip. Absolutely. And have a happy Easter, and for you and the family. Not too much chocolate, but, you know, a bit of balance. It's not even on my dial. I don't buy eggs. I don't do any of that rubbish, you know. Made hot cross buns yesterday. That's as far as we go.
Nice. Well, a bit of Belgian dark chocolate wouldn't do you.
Go to Aldi, actually. They had some very good chocolates there.
They do.
Highly recommend that. Well, on that note, on that sweet note, darling, have a lovely road trip, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Perfect. Okay. Bye.
See you later. Bye.